All right. What's up, guys? Day 65. Coding every day until I get a job. Confession. Told myself that I was going to apply to jobs every day this week. I did not get to it today. I was a little bit busy with just general schoolwork. I got class registration coming up on literally tomorrow. It's like my pre-registration time, and it's so cooked. Um, there are not many good like classes in terms of like it's a good professor and the class seems kind of interesting. Um, and I am but a lowly sophomore, which means seniors and juniors register before me, which means everything is fucking closed. So it's kind of been a mad scramble today of coordinating with my friends, trying to figure out what we want to take. So I'll give you an update on that tomorrow. What else? Used to run a bot to snipe upperclassmen. Dude, okay, that's what, like, I kind of wish I could do that, but for us, there's two-factor auth, like, on start, so you can't, like, poll. I, like, looked into doing that, but it's a little bit ass. Also, what's up, Sam? So I didn't even say hi. But I did get one upperclassman to hold a class for me, which is, like, kind of nice. So often use the cookie. Yeah, but the thing like resets like I think every like 10 minutes or something. Like it's really fucking quick. I think what happened is that type of like bot was very prominent at Northwestern for a little bit, and now it's just like they locked down it in terms of being AIDS. Yeah. It like obviously for everything else, like I can go see my classes and stuff, but for the specific course registration, like dude, it's locked down. Just because they do not want people to do exactly what I want to do, and you did. But yeah, I'll let you know how that goes tomorrow. We'll see if I'm cooked or not. Yeah, it's a push notification through your phone. Like, there's an app on my phone that like I have to then like it shows a number on the screen, and then you have to like manually enter on your phone that number. Got a question? What's up, Michael? What's up, man? All right. Also, 80% seems so sneaky because I was reading like the Discord daily, like in the Discord, and that motherfucker said backtracking. I think it's bad to withdraw from classes. Got this Unix programming class. God, dude, I don't know. Um, I think if it shows on transcript, that's not optimal. But like, for Northwestern, like, we have until week 5, I think, to drop, and it doesn't even show that we ever took it. But if you're past that deadline, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if. I just feel like companies don't really give a shit about your transcript, really. I feel like I rarely have gotten even asked about my transcript besides like my GPA. So I don't think so. I think it's fine. Maybe Sam knows more about that because he's actually like in industry, but to me, I wouldn't think so. I don't know. All right. A happy string is a string that consists of only letters of the set ABC. S at I is not equal to S at I plus 1, so no repeats for all values, for the entire value, so no repeats. Okay. For example, these are all happy strings. Anything that repeats isn't. Okay, sure. Given two integers n and k, consider a list of all happy strings of length n, sorted in lexicographical order. Return the kth string of this list. Okay. Companies don't care. They just want to see you graduate. That's like what I thought. Grad school might care. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like for most things, it's like projects. It's like who you know, huge gap, projects, and like formal things that you've done, gap, like grades and GPA and that type of shit. Like it's who you know / alumni network. Just gaps. Okay. So pretty much. Problem is just, can we make k strings of length n, and then as soon as we make the kth one, we just return it. I was asked to provide my transcript once. I've been asked to provide it like, I think maybe 3 times in like 100 applications. Granted, I never heard back from any of them, so maybe, no, it was not. I have a fucking 3.96. It was not that. I can guarantee that. Okay. What is this notification? Not sure what's going on. Okay, never mind. So it's pretty much just make this list, which we can make by just I guess it is backtracking, yeah. Or do you even have to backtrack, really? I mean, you would backtrack in the case of if you ever double up. So I feel like regardless, we do like something like this. I don't know, my brain is not firing. I gotta think. God, excuse me. Sorry. It's like how we build this. So we for loop. How many times? Because do we for loop n times? Yeah, because that's the length. And then for each n time, that's like another layer of adding. I don't know. I don't know if this is right, but so it would be, when would we stop? When would we stop? Well, you'd stop if you're at the length, right? Is this the time where you use like a non-local thing? Because, I mean, obviously I have, like, the basic framework in my head of, I need to do a better job talking through this, where it's like, for each layer, you take all the things in the layers, as long as, like, the most recent one in the path isn't the same char. And then if you're at n, you return, like, that path. Right? So it's like, return join cur if wait. Do I increment counter here? Yeah. For char and chars, so how do we make it valid? We make it valid if the current one is not, like, if the most recent is not char, or if it's just empty. So if not cur or cur at the last level. All right. Char. Got the job. I did not. Fuck. I did kind of fuck up. I was like updating my LinkedIn because I realized like I didn't have it. The infuse thing is where I'm working right now. Like that's my part-time job now for this quarter only. I still don't have a summer internship, and I realized that like it looked like I got a job, which was bad. Thanks for the congratulations. But I didn't realize that LinkedIn just auto sets a post when you update your profile. Like, what the fuck? I just wanted to add like the stuff because I made like another post about like the nufood article going in like the daily NU. I was like, I might as well update my LinkedIn here, but no. It's a checkbox, then I missed the fucking checkbox, and I'm an idiot. Okay, it was checked by default then, because I was about to say I don't not remember checking anything. Because I know I unchecked like the thing where it sends like the base graphic with like a little cheer emoji. I know I unchecked that, but it still made like another smaller post. And I was very annoyed by that. To be honest, I'm graduating in May 25, my skill set. What did I do? Cooked? I don't know. It fully depends on who you know, what experience you have, and stuff like that. If you're looking for like purely a web dev, it might not be cooked. I don't really know. God, I fucked up. No, I did not get a job. First off, I'm very sorry. Very, very sorry. I updated my LinkedIn to have like my current part-time job. Like current as in I'm going there to work tomorrow. I'm still looking for a summer internship. I still am jobless for the summer, which has always been the goal of this channel is a summer internship. And I'm now realizing the repercussions of my actions because a lot of people saw that post. I did not get a job. See you next time. See you. I feel like an idiot. That's funny. Got a job yet? I did not. Unfortunately. So it's just if kth return kth, right? Because I'm joining it here. No? Oh, is this one of the things that I have to do here? I always forget what non-local really is. Wrong answer. Feck. Damn it. What am I doing? Maximum recursion. Oh, that's real bad. If it worked, I was going to down my sanity. Look. We'll get there. We'll get there. Like, why wouldn't it work? Because, like, cur is going to get incremented each time. Here for internship, my company is hiring interns. Hit my line. I have my LinkedIn or email, anything. I am looking for a summer internship, yeah. Why does this not work, actually? Because if we're... Is your experience exactly like... no, I've been coding for like a year and a half, 2 years. I just started this to keep myself to doing like a LeetCode a day and working on projects consistently, because I used to be very like, I would do it for like a week, I'd stop for like 2 weeks, dick around. It was not very efficient. And I kind of realized that I need to like kick it into gear. But why does this not work? Am I using non-local wrong? What am I doing? Why does this not work? By the way, I do the same shit solving problems every day for Dude, I gotta go for a year and a half. All right, I'll see you guys on day 400. Kids are LeetCoding at the office? You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. I kind of just like, just did this one, also failed no 8. Dude, it happens. At least you got an OA. Look at the bright side. I'm looking at this and I don't know why I'm wrong. So. Scroll up. Is it like my chars is wrong or something? If not correct. Or, wait, is it? Is this like the reset thing that I have to do? Yeah. Guess who forgot about the basic thing of backtracking where it's add the thing, check the thing, reset the thing. Who would have guessed? Who would have thunk it? Which is so stupid because I've done backtracking like the past 4 days. Ugh. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Also, wait. I feel like there's better syntax for this. Because I know in Go you can like one-line this. I also want to look up non-local Python. Because I feel like I don't. Why listen.join and not just string? If you pass a string, it makes copies of the strings. If you pass in like a list, it passes by reference. Non-local keyword is used to work with variables. Okay, so it's just, yeah, this is what I thought. Non-local is purely like I want to keep it as like a global state variable and be able to affect it inside of the nested thing. Early stream, I mean, it's 11 p.m. I started a little bit early, but yeah. I want to try to go to bed earlier tonight because my sleep schedule is so bad. How many companies have you applied to? Way too many cold. Probably like 90, 100 plus-ish. But now I am not really doing that. I'm only going to apply to companies that like Northwestern directly is affiliated with, or I can get a referral to, because I feel like I'm literally just wasting my time because I just don't get replied to. But such is life, because I haven't even been replied to from a single person on LinkedIn, so the illusion of choice splits off and both paths lead to getting ghosted. So that's cool. Okay. I have been doing some work earlier today. I maybe like the grossest refactor, and I really hate it. Like I don't like what I did. So I'm probably gonna have to go back. But my main idea was like in this like nufood stuff, I'm calling like my fetch data differently in every file. So I was like, okay, we'll just make one file that like uses the daily items and has like all of that together. But then in my infinite lack of wisdom, I can't just like set these values off rip, because obviously like they take time to populate. So then I have to end up using useEffects, where it's like I'm right now I got rid of daily items. So I'm purely sending only weekly items now. And then setting the initial day from like what the day is that day. And also I changed earlier today, I'm going to be saving plus minus 3 days. So, what am I trying to say? So it's kind of like a sliding window-esque in terms of like when I now hit scrape daily items, I'm going to like push it's like going to be scraping 3 days in advance and then push everything else back and delete the stuff that is now 4 days old. And I don't know if I love that implementation because it's very like dependent on being run correctly. And what I mean is like no double scrapes in a day, like no whatever, because like I'm indexing these things based on column index of like -3 to 3, like in my SQL database, which I'm gonna have to change it. I just don't like it. It works, and it will work if I do everything else like correctly and nothing ever fails. But that is so wholly unrealistic. But like, it's all I could think of during class, and I wanted to just get a quick implementation up. So yeah, essentially what I'm now having to force myself to do is I wait on weekly items to change, which will only change once on the fetch. And then if it's populated, set it based on, I need to change this. I just hard-coded this for testing. Where can I get that actually? I can take that, I think here. Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? Like, look how gross this is. Look how awful this code is. It's disgusting. But like technically it works. Which is always the worst part. So like, get the load time and then you can get all that stuff. Try Redux. Alex, I did look into Redux. I looked into it for quite a bit. I just don't know if it's a great use case for mine because it's ostensibly doing the same thing as session storage, I think. But the main thing I was looking at for Redux is it seems like the main benefit is being able to like change stuff within like the state. But a lot of this doesn't change. Like the stuff that I'm storing in session storage just doesn't change. Like all items doesn't change, locations doesn't change, and weekly items doesn't change. It only changes like what I'm displaying. Consider examples from a real project. That'd be lovely, actually. Because I think part of it is I'm just not fully understanding it. But I did try to read more of the docs after yesterday's stream to see if it would like fit my use case. So I'm very open to trying it because I don't exactly know what to do. My main goal is like, I want to just make something like this file where it's, I fetch everything and then I store it in like data that all the files can access. And I don't have to do this bullshit thing of like locations equal this, but I then have to like still await on the locations. Main advantage of Redux is to manage a shared state between objects without having to have a parent element. Oh, interesting. See, but let me think. How different is that from what I'm doing, where it's like I fetch everything once, I store it in session storage, and then I'm just using that data and indexing it. Like I have weekly items, and then I'm just indexing it based on like which array that I click. You know? All right. Alex, are you fine with this if I open this on stream? I just want to make sure before, because I can open it on like a different tab down on my other, like my Mac monitor. Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube blocks blinks. I should probably look into that, but I feel like whatever. Okay. So I don't entirely know what I'm looking at here. 404 not found. Okay. Maybe that's why you sent me the second one. Export enum. Okay, so it's just mapping these to strings. What if you had a second one of those bars? Then you would have to update them both. You coordinate them both. By bars, do you mean like the different dates? You coordinate them both. Yeah, okay. See, I still don't fully know what you mean. Purely probably just a skill issue. But because like the way I'm indexing these things is by like just setting like a current page, which is like a state variable, and then I'm just indexing into the array based on that. I feel like I'm just misunderstanding Redux. Because actually what would be lovely, could you guys in like just briefly, I'm not asking for like an essay, obviously. That's too much work. Open the reducer. Getting 404 not found. But my main question still is like what is the benefit of I get I get this data, which from now on will be the following. Or I should really sign in. Give me 1 second. Sign in. Of course, this account has no favorites. Okay. Imagine making Facebook where you have a notification bar in the top right, and then maybe you have a user profile bar on the right that needs the number of notifications too. Yeah, okay. So that much I do understand. My question is, what is the difference between that? Like, what helps me that Redux would do that just kind of putting it in session storage wouldn't? Because pretty much what I'm doing in each tab is just like reading off of session storage, where it's like operation hours purely comes from location, and then like ShakeSmart has a weak object, and then it reads this data. So if I instead use Redux for like say that state for global state, I just don't fully understand. Redux can update that information when a component needs to fetch. You just fetch something in the Redux. Okay, so I understand both of those. My question is, the only thing that is ever changing that I think I could use Redux for is like the available favorites and the user favorite items. Because other than that, like I get this data once and like the daily items don't change. All the items don't change for this. Like none of this is changing. It's all very static because it's one fetch call. The data is the data for that day. So from what I was reading, Redux is more like if you want to change a global state, you'll need like that's what it's super beneficial for. But what if I feel like for my data, I just don't need to change it often. Sorry, one of my friends is texting me about. Okay. So it is kind of what I thought. Helps when you need to change such access paths from different places. Yeah, I get that much, but I think it is just a way of like my site is inherently like pretty static in the information. I might look into Redux for the available favorites because right now it's pretty much like anytime I'm changing the available favorites, like I literally I think it's in util maybe. Post. Where is it? Sorry, I know it's nauseating to watch me just hit K a bunch of times. Like I set the stuff in session storage. Like this is my very bad version of like basic Redux because none of my other elements need this type of change. Like the only action that the user can take is favoriting an item. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think I might look into... I think I might just put that on the back burner for now. I feel like session storage is just fine-ish. My main... Not problem, but a question I do have for like you guys who know more about this stuff than me is inherently like when I do something like this where it's location, weekly items, location operation hours, like I'm either fetching it or I'm taking it, like I'm fetching my API or I'm gathering it from my session storage, it does take like a second of time. And then to populate that, for my daily items, like I'm indexing into the weekly items array, right? And if I want to populate daily items, I need to wait on the weekly items. Is it fine to use like the use effect here? Because originally, like naively, I put daily items as like literally the weekly items at like whatever. But obviously that didn't work because it just wasn't populated yet. So I had to do like the same thing where it's wait on weekly items, which I think is fine. But I feel like I've read so many spots where it's like, don't use effect. Use effect sucks. Use effect is the worst. You're using this hook wrong. It's like, that's scary. What the fuck? But whatever. It's not that big of a deal. If it was a prop. So if weekly items was a prop, then it would work. Yeah, no, I feel like this is a valid use case of use effect. Like, I feel like this is fine. It's just, I always like second guess myself, even though like, I'm pretty sure this is like the intended use case of weekly items will change one time. Like this will never re-render. Weekly items change once on fetch. And then sets it. It's like, I feel like it's fine. Also, in terms of props, I don't think I can make it a prop. Or at least I don't know how to. I think is a better thing, as I don't know how. Because like if I make it a prop from here, like what calls, because like daily items itself is a page. It's not like a component. Meant your initial idea. Oh yeah. Like if you make this weekly items whatever, it'd work as a prop. So could I make it a prop? Dude, I haven't done this in so long. I feel like I actually could make it a prop. Wait. What language is this? This is TypeScript and React. I feel like I could make it a prop actually. And I'd just get all the items here to begin with. Like all the static items, such as all items, locations, and weekly items. I feel like I could fetch them here and then just pass them. Wait. Should I have done that from the beginning? You should have. Yeah, I so should have. What the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? Okay. Thank you both for offering me a moment of clarity through my dumbness. This was another thing that I was doing stupid. I'll be honest. I was doing most of this like during lecture, so I was like half paying attention, half just like on autopilot. I need to like be able to change the favorites and available favorites like as the user clicks stuff. So I was like calling it twice because I could make this a var and this a const. But I feel like that's also stupid. So maybe I pass these three as props because they're static and known. And then I fetch available favorites and user preferences and make them a var because then I can change them. Yeah. Yes. I feel like that's right. Yes. Okay. Thank you both. I feel like I'm becoming less dumb. Token comes from you. Use auth comes from you. What's this? There you go. Okay. Doing something like this in my project, but then I store that app config in Redux. It's exes. Okay, that's fair. Okay. Now I'm starting to understand why Redux is nice. Because then with Redux, I would really only need to save user preferences and available favorites in session storage, right? Or no, I really wouldn't even need any of it in session storage. But you were saying also with when you use Redux, like it does refresh, like on page refresh, it fully resets. Hmm. Mm-hmm. I think so. I mean, I feel like that's a very Googleable question. Look at Snapchat, it's funny. What did the dogs do? Oh, this is such a lovely video from 2016. Thank you, Griffin. Okay, so you can persist. It's too late for this year, but if you want to refer to Google, you can shoot me an email in September. I will take you up on that for sure. If possible, could you connect with me on LinkedIn, and then I'll send you like a message or something to like, I'll send like a reminder to myself. But thank you very much for that offer. You're very generous. Okay. Regardless. Okay. Do I set these as props for now and then tomorrow check out Redux, or do I just do Redux right now? How long will Redux take to set up? Is like a better question for something this simple. I feel like surely not long. Just remind me who you are and attach your resume. Of course. Gotcha. Anyway, better go to Google. Alex, you and me both are getting ghosted now. 30 minutes to an hour? Okay. I have 30 minutes. Maybe we can set up something basic. Something super basic. Referral doesn't update too much, but at least guarantees you reply. That's better than what I'm getting, but it's better than what I've been getting at these random companies. Okay. I feel like I should just wait. Let me put this together and then I'll close one of these so we're not. So I'm assuming it goes in the source. I should just look up. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so you add it in the main. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Initial state, as the name suggests, this will be the initial state. So is this all slice JSX? Okay. So for me, honestly, I don't even really need reducers besides for the available favorites. In store, we define the reducer. Sorry, I know this is probably awful to watch, but I'm just trying to like wrap my head around this. Yeah, I know that's like how it is. I just don't know how to set it up like in my project because it's not like I'm starting a project from scratch. Um, so like I don't know where to put this stuff. As stupid as that sounds, like I just don't have an app. Okay. Also, I'm assuming initial state for me would be like I fetch the stuff, but then I still have to like await it, right? Trying to get my head around it. I feel like this might also just be something that's better that I do off stream because this is probably going to take me longer than I'd like to admit. Just trying to get this stuff set up correctly. Ah, fuck it. What am I saying? What am I saying? I'm bitching out on like setting up a very basic thing. So I'm going to treat app as my front end, like file. I don't know if that's right. I can't ask that question. What the fuck am I saying? Because like I have a source that has like my actual stuff in it. Um, like where do I put the stuff for Redux in like the source? Because all this is under like random fucking folders, features, counter slice, app hooks. Like in my source, I have a hooks thing. That is also in like not correct name convention, which is cool. I need to like install it anyway. Haven't even done that. I realized. What the fuck am I doing? Why is this taking so long? What the fuck is going on? Why is it killing itself trying to install React Redux? Okay. That's a lot of packages. I would assume I need to now do this. Sure. We've been applying or new to coding. Not kind of new to coding, like year and a half, 2 years. And I have been applying, not as much as I'd like to have been, because school's been really taking its toll on me. But I have been applying, yeah. Mostly just, I mean, literally only to summer internships is really the main thing. Okay. So we have to make our own store. But where do we see an example of a store? It's the project you're working on. It's called the nufood. It's like it's supposed to be a better user experience. And just offer more functionality for like getting dining hall food on my campus. Yeah, that's the shortest version of what I can say I'm working on. But I'm also just learning a lot of like front end stuff because this is pretty much like my first big full stack project. Or not even big. This isn't not a big project. But like I've never used Redux before, so a lot of this is just gonna be me spending way too long on stuff that is super simple. Okay, dude, I just want to know like where to set these stuff up. All right, I'm just gonna start making files, and if they're in the wrong place, I don't really care. So we're just gonna make this here. So we configure the store. What if I don't need a reducer though? Because the reducer is how things are changed. Well, I'll need a reducer for available favorites. But I'm assuming I need to define these later then. Let's just yoink this. And then I'll assume that I need to make a hooks thing. Sure. I'm just gonna try some shit out. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, whatever. Thoughts on using AI to learn faster versus copy and pasting code? I don't know. I feel like I learn more from just sucking and reading other people's stuff, copy and pasting parts of it. Like, copy and pasting this, like, sure. But I could also easily go to ChatGPT and write, hey, I have this form of data in my session storage, transfer it to Redux, tell me what files I need to make, and it'll do it correctly most of the time. But then I really don't learn anything. Like, I really, like, just don't have an understanding. Even if I, like, read through it and I can convince myself that I understand it, like, I feel like you just inherently understand less from doing something like that than, like, struggling through trying to just figure it out. Which is why I try my best not to, but sometimes I just get annoyed and I'll fucking have ChatGPT do it. Like, I'm not perfect, obviously. I'm, like, there are times, many times, in this project and my homeworks and every other thing, where it's like, I'm just in a mood, I don't really want to learn, I just want to get it done. And I'll use ChatGPT, and it'll do a great job. Probably better than I could do, because I'm fucking new to coding, and I'm bad at coding. I'm the essence of a junior developer. But I just don't retain that information. Like, in the beginning, I had it do, like, set up the basic database stuff for my backend of Go with the Gorm. I didn't know what the fuck it was doing. But then stuff started breaking. I started writing tests. And then it was like, okay, now I have a very good mental model of, like, what it's doing. So there's definitely trade-offs. It's so much faster than me, for sure. But it's like, do I really care about speed, like development speed right now? Like, not really. Like, I'm a student. I have 2 hours to kill every night. I can be stuck for 2 hours. It'll be annoying, but I can. Okay. The thing for this, Alex, is, like, they're creating a sliced thing for a specific counter state that just has a value. Do I create my state being, like, all of these? Or is the Redux way of doing things create one for each file? Like, do I have a thing for all items? Do I have, like, an all item slice.ts? Or do I have just, like, one state, like one global state? I feel like global state? I don't know. At AWS, someone wrote a tool where you can literally say, look at this pull request and respond to comments and submit new PR. Code is not simple. Wait, what do you mean? At AWS, someone wrote a tool where you can literally say, look at this pull request and respond to comments. I don't know fully what you're getting at there, Alex. I'm not sure. Also, totally agree. I probably used it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's also not bad to, like, admit that, like, I feel like at all points, juniors have, like, used AI to just write the thing. Like, sometimes it's like, whatever happens. This is my question too. I don't know. I usually organize reducers per page or dialogue. I feel like I'm just going to try one then, because oh, it's like an AI thing. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't know. That's, like, a part of me it is scary, like, from a job prospect thing of, like, I don't fall purely into the fear-mongering part of there will be no developers. I think you'll always need developers. And I do think it's just going to become more and more of, like, you just need to have, like, a crazy amount of passion and, like, some autism type of thing for this. But that stuff does, like, I'm like, wow. You did that in 2 seconds, what would have taken me 30 minutes and frustration. But such is life. I'm going to keep going, and then if I don't have a job, change fields. Okay. I'm gonna try to do this in one state thing, and we'll go from there. Why did they have it in features counter slash? Where do I want to put this? Let's make a new thing called state, because we're messing around anyway. Let's just mess around. Let's play with some stuff. Is that my root reducer in Discord? Thank you. I will check that out. Okay. I'm getting fucked by this token thing, Alex. I'm getting fucked by this token thing. What do I want to call this? I don't care. Try again. There we go. Cool. Combine reducers. So you make reducers for like each thing, and then they're their own file. And then this is like the parent one, kinda. Or the root. Okay. Remember when you see other people's code that's finished work, try it multiple times. Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to figure stuff out. What languages? For front end, I'm using TypeScript, React. For backend, I was using Go. What are you making? I'm making a more optimized version of like finding dining hall food on my campus and being able to like favorite items and have it tell you like where your favorites are in a certain like day. Oh no, JavaScript? Unfortunately. At least it's the typed version. I'm also now realizing I think I'm going to get rid of available favorites. And I'm just going to keep user preferences and then just do the search on the front end portion, like on the client side, because I'm now rethinking, like, I do available favorites for the day, but like I won't ever have it look for them in the other days. And since I'm now displaying like a week of data, I want it to be able to. Curious. Definitely something to take note of. How'd you learn TypeScript? Really just starting a project and being really lost. And I'm also still really not good with the types. I do not really understand how to like correctly type stuff besides saying like an object or like a string. Like when people pull up with like some like extends string question mark like any maps to something or whatever, like I got no fucking clue what that is. I'll have to learn it eventually, but not today. Okay. So I'm just gonna take this and modify it. Wondering if Python would ever give me a job, but I don't want to do JavaScript. I don't know. I feel like at this point you can't really be picky unless you got a good connection to a company. At least that's my opinion for how I'm going about things right now. I actually should have this state somewhere else. Where would I have that state? Fuck. I know I have this somewhere else. Realizing now I actually don't care about what this looks like. I just need that data. Shit. Where is that? Oh, it's just going to be in types. So I can take, actually don't need to redefine this. Base data response. Will it pick it up from what file it is? No. I was waiting for it, but slash types. Item types. We tried making a web app. That's what this is. It's live at nufood.me. Sweet, yeah. There's no exported data. Oh. Wait, shouldn't my initial state be like coming from the API response? Or is that silly? Alex, am I misunderstanding? Or I feel like my initial state shouldn't be initialized to like 0 or something. It should, like, I should be hitting my API thing and then set that as the initial state now. Sorry. This. NU, it's for Northwestern. Do initial state. Initial state equals loading. So if I have this as like the fields, I then also add a field to this of saying like loading. Something like this. Where the initial state is loading true. Oh, but this. State equals base state loader. Wait, why do I just not understand that, Alex? Are you defining like a type? So, okay, so you can have an interface of initial state, which is base data loading. I think this is what you mean more so. Got an internship note. I bamboozled people and I did not mean to. I updated my LinkedIn just to like the part-time job that I have now. because I just realized I didn't do that like 6 weeks ago when I started this thing, but I still don't have a summer internship. So we're still looking for get excited for you, brother. Good shit done, Escarnin. Thank you. And I do appreciate you like being excited. It's very nice to have like a community behind me. Oh, this needs to also be or undefined, right? Part-time still proper. Yeah, I still got it. Still not very happy with it. I just need something for summer because might end up being a cashier over summer, which I would not really like. But yeah. The hardest, don't worry. Yeah, sophomore summer is a little bit hard. Maybe base data loading equals false initially is a little better. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. And then technically, like I have two different API calls. Like when a user is signed in, I also get like their user preferences, which is like this part down here. Like I extend the base data response and then add these fields. Is that like a different Redux thing? I'd imagine I set up like a different Redux file. I'm gonna change these bases to general. Yeah, I probably could have done without the toolkit thing, but I'm just figuring this out as I go. I'm not putting too much thought into what I'm doing, to be honest. I'll refine this eventually. But for now, it's like I'm just... Actually, the general data will have no reducers because I don't change any of these. I'm actually not taking in daily items anymore. Like I take in all clothes and all items. Do I even take in this anymore? I wouldn't, I don't think. Which means I need to figure out air handling now for that, but that'll be later to come. I also realized I can change this to I think this is a thing. Alright, whatever. I actually like this syntax more. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I just saw something earlier. I don't think I need any reducers actually, because this shit just doesn't change. 1 second, my girlfriend is FaceTiming me. Sorry. Why is this yelling at me now? Initial state is not assignable to parameter of type. Do I just need like a reducers to be blank? Like, is this a required field? Okay, sure. Is this like purely to set up the reducer? Oh, am I an idiot? Is this purely to set up the reducer? Because this only is exporting increment, decrement, increment by amount, which is all reducer types. Like, all I want to do is export the data that comes from it. So do I have to make my own file, like a different file, for the actual state management? Like, I just don't understand here. I don't understand where you actually like set the state of the thing. Okay, where is plain Redux? Because I literally just looked up Redux and it just hit me with this. Like, this is the TypeScript Redux thing. So I don't... Like, if I click on usage with TypeScript, it starts the fucking toolkit. Ugh. Just started watching, but I'd recommend Zustand. I feel like I briefly have heard that before. Yeah, I know I've looked at it before. One more file. Okay. Chat state. Okay. Okay. So it's like you act on each event. I feel like my use case is so simple, but I just can't figure out how to do it with it. My use case is literally, I want initial state to have like the loading and the state data. I want to then, on mount of somebody coming to my app, I want to hit my API, get the state, keep that state in like a global form of like Redux or Zustand or something, and then just get the fucking data. I don't know why it's this hard for me to understand, because it's definitely not that hard. Like, somebody that knows what they're doing could probably do that so easily, but these docs just don't make sense to me. Like, what do you mean this is your, like, introduction of usage with TypeScript, and it's just fucking giving me random things? Explain again what you're trying to do. Purely what I'm trying to do is right now, when a user first hits my site, I call my fetch data thing. When I fetch the data, I first check session storage, and if it's not in my session storage, like in the user's session storage, that means they are new to the site. So I hit my API endpoint, and I get this data where it's like weekly items, user preferences, all items. The data that is required to be shown on my site. What I want to do is have that same thing, but don't use session storage. So I don't have to do this like weird fetch to session storage thing. Because this is like besides user preferences and available favorites, it is static information. This does not change. And that's the reason I will use session storage in the beginning, because it's not changing. Like, I'm not updating it or anything. Is fetching in the reducer? Fetching is in, like, I should just show this. Fetching is just down here. So I have like a fetch all data and a fetch general data, where I first like check for stored data, which just goes over the session storage, the keys that I give it. And if there's a date that like isn't today, which means the person's session was from a prior day, obviously it resets. And if it's not there, show me where you call it. So I call it like here. It's in a use effect. Here it is in all its glory. I want to get rid of this pretty much. Or at least, like, I don't want to call this multiple times. Because the thing is with this, I then will say, like, const locations weekly items blank equals this, but it still, like, takes time to load in. After it's fetched. So then, in my daily items, I then have to again use like another use effect, because like daily items is dependent on weekly items. So I need to wait for weekly items to be there to then set daily items. Thunks, dude, I've seen that word and I don't like it. What a weird word. Ay, ay, ay. It's taking its toll on me. Let me make sure I got on all my assignments by midnight, by the way. Because I think what I'm leaning towards is I'm going to look into this Zustand thing, and I'm going to look more into Redux, plain Redux. Because I don't need any reducers or some bullshit like that. I'm just going to figure out which one is easiest to fetch data once, set as global state, and fucking forget about it. That's all I want to do. Don't get it. Yeah, I mean, I know I shouldn't get overwhelmed, but like, dude, sometimes I feel like with front end stuff more than anything, it is so hard to look at stuff for the first time. Because there's just piles and piles of like shit built on shit built on shit that you just have never seen in your life. Just like, whatever, it's such is life, but I think try to do too many things you don't know to do. I mean, it's mostly just Redux and Toolkit. Those things are linked, right? I have like a pretty good base understanding of TypeScript. Like my thing works. It's just I don't know how to do this global state shit. So, whatever. It's midnight, which means I'm gonna end. I'm just gonna look at some stuff tomorrow before stream, figure out a game plan. I know I say that every time, but like I do stuff in between the streams. I'll finish this state management stuff tomorrow. Yeah. I don't think links are allowed in YouTube chat. Could you, this is like shameless, but join the Discord and link it to me? That'd be very nice. As always, good night, guys. Thank you for joining the stream. I appreciate you all. Alex especially, thank you for your help tonight. I'll be back tomorrow for day 66. Yeah. Have a good night, guys.